Hello guys, if you're new here, my name is Dolapo, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 5 fully funded scholarships that you should apply for right now. Now, some of these scholarships, the deadline are fast approaching. So if you're interested in studying in the UK in 2025 on a fully funded scholarship, then you should definitely start your application after this video. Now, this video, I'm going to be talking about both undergraduate scholarships and master scholarships. Now, one of the best ways by which you can submit a successful application for a fully funded scholarship is by starting your application on time. Now, if you're confused about what documents you need to apply for a fully funded scholarship, then definitely check out this video here on my channel where I talk about all the documents that you need to apply for a fully funded scholarship. So now let's start. So the first scholarship that we're going to be looking at today is the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship Program at the University of Cambridge. So I'm going to be sharing all of the links to this scholarship in the description. So let's have a look at it together. So it says here, call for applications for the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship Program at the University of Cambridge. Now let's have a look at the eligibility criteria. So it says that to qualify for this scholarship, candidates must be citizens of an African country, must be resident in an African country unless they can show temporary absence for study or work, except they are displaced or have refugee status. They must be applying for a master's course of up to 1 year in length at the University of Cambridge, and they must meet the academic requirements of the course for which they are applying. That is very self-explanatory. Now, it talks about what the scholarship offers. So essentially, it's a fully funded scholarship, so it covers all of the tuition fee, and you also receive a monthly maintenance allowance to pay for like your rent, your bills, feeding, transportation, and things like that. And you also get a laptop. That's really nice. Other costs also include your visa application fees, your international health surcharge, and travel costs. Guys, this is a very good scholarship. Like, your visa application is going to be covered, your IHS will be covered, and your travel costs will be covered. Wow. So the application process, it says to be eligible for this scholarship, you are required to secure an admission. So you have to apply to the course you would like to study first at the University of Cambridge. So you have to have secured that admission first. So to commence with an application for admission to the University of Cambridge, and then it has to be completed by the funding deadline. And the funding deadline will be either the 5th of December or the 5th of January, depending on the course you're studying. It also says that the applicant should ensure that they meet the academic requirements of selected courses. So if you have a course in mind you'd like to study, it's important to go to the course directory, have a look at the academic requirements for that course, and ensure that you meet those academic requirements. And it says that if the requirements of that course or the academic requirements of that course are not met, the students will not qualify for an application fee waiver. An application fee waiver basically means that if an application fee is like £50, you'll be exempted from paying that £50 for application fee, essentially. It also says that as part of the application process, prospective scholars will be required to provide a supplementary statement that indicates their personal commitment to contributing to climate resilience and sustainable futures for Africa. They gave a link here about the detailed information about the application process, so have a look at that link. And it also shows here the deadline. So the deadline for submitting this application is 5th of December 2024 for courses with a 5th of December deadline, and 5th of January 2025 for courses with a 5th of January deadline. So it's important to have a look at the course you'd like to study and see when the deadline is. Is it either December or January? And when making an application, it says pay close attention to the funding deadline. Very important. And that is it about that scholarship. So that's the first scholarship that we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, the second scholarship that I'm going to be talking about is also from the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship Program, but it's at a different university. So it's at the University of Edinburgh. Now, I'm just going to open that up. And as you can see here, it talks about this is on campus. So apparently, if you're interested in doing an online postgraduate or an online master's. They do have some online postgraduate scholarships, so have a look at that. But if you're interested in doing an on-campus, that's an on-site master's program, then these are the scholarships available, and one of that is the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship. Now, it says here that all MasterCard Foundation scholars at the University of Edinburgh will participate in a climate leadership program, and it aims to make a meaningful impact in addressing the climate crisis. Now, let's have a look at and see if there are any eligibility criteria. So yes, they are. But before that, let's have a look at some of the programs. So for this scholarship, there are some specific courses or programs that you have to apply to be eligible for it. Now, one of that is Africa and International Development. The other one is Food Security, Sustainable Energy Systems, Entrepreneurship and Innovation, Data, Inequality and Society, Operational Research, Environmental Sustainability, Climate Change, Finance and Investment, Planetary Health and Environment and Development. So if you're interested in applying to any of these courses, then definitely have a read through, see what the course entails, what the modules will be, what you'll be studying and things like that. Also, it's important to have a look at if the specific course has its own kind of eligibility criteria as well, because you want to ensure that you meet that because you're going to be applying for that course. Now, it talks about the eligibility for the scholarship itself. It says that if you're applying exclusively for this scholarship, you should only apply to the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program. And once you have received a scholarship offer in March of 2025, then you can then proceed to apply to your chosen study program at the University of Edinburgh. So essentially, you apply for the scholarship first, and then you now apply for the course you would like to study. So it's quite different from like the one at the University of Cambridge. These are very important information to know because it helps you to like time yourself and see, okay, how much time do I have left to prepare my application essentially. Now, in terms of candidates eligibility, it says here that applies to applicants must qualify academically for admission at the University of Edinburgh for a relevant degree program listed. Then you will generally need to have achieved the equivalent of a UK second class bachelor's degree or higher. And they have some postgraduate entry requirements. And it says here that for the postgraduate entry requirements, I think it's all listed here for different countries. So it's important to have a look at that as well. Now, it also says here that applicants will have faced significant barriers to education. So that means that when you are putting down your scholarship essay or personal statement, it's important that you put that there. If you're having any significant barrier to education, it's important that you also state that. For example, it could be social, financial, personal, practical, or health-related barriers to education. Then applicants must have graduated from an undergraduate study and must have a degree certificate and an official final transcript as well. So if you haven't gotten that yet, it's important that you start working towards getting your certificate and your transcript. Then you must also be residents or citizens or hold refugee status in a sub-Saharan African country. Also talks about some other eligibility requirements here. It also talks about age as well, that you must be 35 or under, and you must also demonstrate your experience, show that you are ambitious, show that you are excited about the scholarship, show that you have a track record of leadership and service within your community. And it also says here that we particularly welcome applications from female scholars from refugee and displaced backgrounds, and scholars with disabilities. So that's kind of like the eligibility criteria. Now, what does this scholarship cover? It covers your full tuition fee, like the last one. Accommodation is covered, travel is covered, living cost stipend is covered, and study materials are covered as well. Now, it says that additional support is offered to scholars with disabilities based on an assessment of needs. Now, how do you apply? It gives you all the process on how to apply, and these are the scholarship timelines. The scholarship opened on the 1st of October. And it says that by the 31st of October, all applicants must have completed the first stage of the application. and then you have to find out what is the first day of the application when you get there. Now, these are some other timelines as well, so have a look at this timeline so that you can have a mental note of these are the timelines I need to have done this or have done that. And by September 2025, that's when the program starts. Now, this is the selection process as well. Now, this selection process is very important when you're writing your personal statement or your scholarship essay, because you want to ensure that you've stated that, yes, I have all of this checked. I always say that is very important. Have a look at the selection process and make sure that you are explaining how you have fit each of this selection process, because that's what they will be looking at when they are assessing your application. Now, that is the Master's Card Foundation Scholarship Program at the University of Edinburgh. So the next scholarship I'll be talking about in today's video is the Commonwealth Masters and PhD scholarships, but we'll be looking at the Master's scholarships in more detail. Now, this is kind of like the applicant eligibility as well for this scholarship. It says here that to be considered for this Commonwealth scholarship, you have to be a citizen or have been granted refugee status by an eligible Commonwealth country, or be a British protected person. Then you must be permanently resident in an eligible Commonwealth country. And it also says that you have to be available to start your studies in September of 2025. It also says that by September 2025, you should already hold a first degree or at least upper second class degree. Or if you have a lower second class degree, then you probably already have a master's degree as well. Then it says that they would not normally fund a second master's degree. But if you're applying for a second master's degree, then you must provide justification as to why you wish to undertake this study. And also says that you must be unable to afford to study in the UK without this scholarship. So mention that in your scholarship essay. And also you must have provided all supporting documentation in the required format. So that is for the applicant eligibility. And how to apply is also stated here in terms of like the links you will use and the application system as well. It's a very detailed process, so you have to ensure that you leave as much time as possible to prepare for this scholarship. And it also says here in terms of like some supporting documentation and things that you need, it talks about like references, and like I said, I have a video on my channel that talks about all of the documents that you need. So also have a look at the website as well and see what documentations you need and start preparing those documents if you'd like to apply for this scholarship. Okay, so that is it for the Commonwealth Masters Scholarship. The next scholarship I'll be talking about is the Erasmus Mundus Joint Scholarship. Now, I have a very detailed video on how to apply for this scholarship and what this scholarship is about on my channel, and I'm going to leave the link here. Now, this video was with a recipient of this scholarship, so there was a lot of useful information. So I would definitely advise that you watch that video to give you a clearer picture and understanding on how to successfully apply for this scholarship. But let's have a look at what the scholarship is about. So essentially, it says here that this joint master's program is delivered by a group of higher education institutions, and it involves at least 3 institutions from at least 3 different countries and multiple associated partners from the academic and non-academic world. So if you're someone that loves to travel around the world and you would love to have a degree in 3 different countries, then this scholarship is your go-to. Now, the scholarships that are available, it says that the scholarships will cover the cost of your tuition fee. It will also cover your travel, your visa, and also a living allowance. And the master's duration is about 1 to 2 academic years. The types of degree awarded, it could either be a joint degree or a multiple degree. Now, it also says here like how to apply, the links that you can use to apply, what you need. So what's the eligibility? You need to have a bachelor's degree, and you also must also be a graduate before the master's program starts. So that's very important to consider. They give some advice here with your application, and some other information are on here. So have a look at this. Like I said, the website link will be in the description. Have a look at it, and also have a look at when the deadline for this scholarship would be as well. And I wish you all the best. Now, the final scholarship I'll be talking about today, I'm sure those that are probably looking for undergraduate scholarships are thinking, okay, where is the undergraduate scholarship? So this one is for you, and this is a very, very good undergraduate scholarship. Now, undergraduate scholarships are very rare to find. So if you're really looking for an undergraduate scholarship, I would definitely advise that you apply for this one. Now, this scholarship is called the Rich Oxford Scholarship. Is given by the University of Oxford. Now, let's have a look at what the scholarship is about. Essentially, it says here in terms of eligibility, so these are all the countries that are eligible for this scholarship. So if you're from any of these countries, then you are eligible to apply for this scholarship. Then also, like I said, it's an undergraduate scholarship, year of study, new students, and subjects. So all subjects in the course listing except medicine. So you have a look at the course listing and then see what are the courses that you can apply to. And it says that all the subjects here essentially except medicine. Okay, so that's important to also consider. Then it also talks about some other criteria. It says that this scheme is only suitable for candidates who have received an offer and who are of the highest academic ability. Now, financial needs, social commitment, and lack of ability to study for a degree in their own country are also major criteria for this selection. It also says that applicants should be intending to return to their country following their studies, and priority will be given to students who have not studied an undergraduate level before. Now, what does this scholarship cover? Now, it covers 3 or 4 years depending on the course length. So if your course is about 4 years, that means essentially it will cover the 4 years. And it also covers the tuition fee for those 4 years, then a grant of living cost, and then 1 return airfare per year. That means you could literally travel back home each year while you're studying. So I think it's really good. Now, they give only around 2 to 3 awards per year. So it's going to be very competitive. So you have to make sure that you give a very good and solid, or you submit a very good and solid application. And if you want to know more about how to apply for fully funded scholarships and increase your chances of getting a fully funded scholarship, I'm going to leave a link here to a video on my channel that describes all of that for you. Now, how do you apply? It says you must make an application to the University of Oxford for an undergraduate course through UCAS by the 15th of October. So you have to apply through UCAS, the UCAS website. I will leave the link to the UCAS website in the description as well. So once you've applied to the course you'd like to study and you successfully gained a place, then you'll be considered for this scholarship. So it says that if you are then offered a place at the University of Oxford for an undergraduate course for 2025 entry, and it says that you should also read the guidance notes, review the application questions, and also complete the scholarship application online. So there'll be a form for you to complete. And the deadline for this is on the 12th of February 2025. So it says for 2025 entry applicants who apply by the 12th of February 2025 deadline, the selection process will be undertaken in March of 2025. Now, further information is also here as well. And it's important that you also go through that. Like I always say, keep a mental note of timelines. That would really help you in preparing for your scholarship. Like I promised, these are 5 fully funded scholarships that are currently open for you to apply to right now. So start your application process. I have lots of helpful videos on my channel, from how to apply to scholarships to what documents you need, and then even some specific scholarships. I have videos with those who have received those scholarships, like the Erasmus Mundus, which will be very, very, very valuable for you to watch as well. So if you enjoyed this video and information I've shared, then definitely like this video, share it to someone as well who will be interested in applying to any of these scholarships, and also leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please click the subscription button, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.